guys, this is MA569 and I've got a brand new video for you all. This is showing the new and improved HRC logging macro. This is version 3 with a bunch of cool features that I am going to explain. The overall concept of how to make it work is the same. You have to have the Skype log viewer LGG version 1.2, 2 now. You also need to have, well, an HRC, which is just a Skype channel dedicated to players reporting hackers for moderators to ban or game clean. The same structure as the moderator will copy and paste the hacker's IGN and then write their verdict below is still intact, but there have been a couple changes to the code. For example, this customized tab is basically where it all is. The system for determining the end of the log is that a certain Skype will post a certain message, case insensitive, except for the logger's name. And remember, you need to use Skype IDs. So the one I have is report.logging that I use to log them. So when I am logged onto report.logging, and I wait for all of the chats to catch up, so I have all of the information from the Skype log, so I can record it. I write reports logged, and that's how the system determines the end of the log. There is one thing that you need to know. Well, actually, two things. One, if you don't write this, it will crash because the system won't ever find an end. It will continue to the end of Excel and then crash because it can't go any further, but it's still trying to, so it just gets stuck in an infinite loop. So make sure you do this, but also make sure that you have, if you log the reports, make sure that you do it within 2 days of writing this message, as that's the other way. Obviously, if you are logging them many times, you can't keep writing reports logged, because otherwise it will just take the very first one and then stop. So this is the first one in the latest 2 days. So I log them every 48 to 72 hours, so that works fine for me. If you want to log them more frequently, 48 hours works perfectly fine for this. Any more often, I don't think is as necessary, but if you want, you can go mess with the code. But this is designed so that way people can use this without having to mess with the code, as I had a few people try to add a few things and ended up adding them in the wrong place or deleting another line that they really shouldn't have, and then, well, that was bad, because if you know anything about coding, one line can completely tank the project, and this is no exception. Similarly, you can have the mod list, which now is only Skype IDs. There is no Skype name, so before it might have grabbed the Skype log viewer might have grabbed the Skype name. Now it does not. And but you do need to configure it. So let me show you. Yeah, so this is the Skype log viewer LGG version 1.2, and it's got this new preferences tab. So you click preferences, and this shows up, and you need to have custom. This is very important, custom, and then this, which will be in the description. This will, you can see in the preview, this will be the date, the Skype ID, and then the message after that. And well, it's mostly this syntax that's very important, because this will always choose the Skype ID now. And of course, remember to click save, and then just, check in your reports that they work. And if you've done that correctly, you will get very nice logs. And don't forget to put your mod list in. If you forget to do that, you won't get anything, and you'll be scratching your head wondering why. And the last customizable, user-friendly option I added are some verdict options. For example, if you are Brazilian or you speak Portuguese, I believe the word for clean is limpo, which I probably did not pronounce right or spell right, but you can just add it here, and then you can safely we'll give a verdict of limpo, and all will be fine. Sorry about that. Note that these are not case sensitive, so if your verdict is capital B, and, or lowercase b and, the system will log both of them, which is very cool in my opinion, which is why I added it. So, as usual, the links to this are in the description, as well as the customize syntax you need to have. Nothing much else has changed other than the speed at which this can log, and because of that, it can now log the entire chat since the start of when you added the account to the HRC. I don't think that made sense. For example, report logging was added the 16th of February, so this system allows me to record from the 16th of February to present, which is the 1st of June, which for the purple HRC is 27,000 lines of Skype, which is tons, and before that would crash the system because there was just too much going on and not enough updates, and it would just crash it. But now it moves much faster. If you want some values, the current system logs, not that much, 260 reports per second on average. When I record, I get about 100, and if you're running a bunch of other things, it might, be a bit less. It depends on what you're doing. If you're just running Excel, okay, you can have like Facebook in the background, but if you're just running the logging thing, you can expect 250 logs per second. So just to put that into context, there are 1,300 reports in the purple chat in the past month, and that takes 5 seconds. 5 seconds. That is pretty fast. Quite happy with that. And also, it's the same rate it's ever so slightly slower, but it's, going to be 200 reports per second on average if you report since the beginning of the blog. But anyhow, that is the end of this. You can check out the other video if you want to know more on how the copy-paste works, but that link was broken. Unfortunately, that's just, how links work in Microsoft. So this, I think, is much better. You just have to remember this is probably the most important thing. Your mod list is the second. The preference is the third. And so with that, it's been MA569. I hope you enjoy the new HRC logging macro and enjoy banning hackers. See you around.